Yes, look at me being on time for once, competing with the big dogs for first slop out on the Game Awards 2025. Better be worth it. We kick off with a fun game about being a Welsh sheep herder. It's unclear whether it will have a mature rating where you, amidst the fog of the Brecon Beacons, immediately shag all of the sheep. Decrepit? No, not Britain. It's Skyrim for the mentally ill. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this looks shit. Audio mech. Fight against your music. I hope not. My music taste ranges from apocalyptic to jaunty Irish tunes. Enjoy a game that immediately thrusts the epileptic hurtling towards a trip to the nearest hospital. We get the Accessibility Award. I think it should have gone to FIFA instead of Doom. The existence of FIFA helpfully keeps gaming accessible by keeping the largest concentration of troglodytes firmly away from the rest of us. It's the best time to play Guild Wars 2, is what the narrator says, rather than 15 years ago, which is what I'd recommend. The fact that this got an expansion is quite impressive. New content from so long ago, leading me to wonder whether the Bible will have some DLC. Escape from Duckov aims to create a whole new experience for young players keen to enter the genre, specifically as a pipeline for learning racial slurs. Best Esports Athlete nominees reads like the host is summoning a demonic entity. Oh Pragmata, another thing that looks shit. Carry around a young child, like Death Stranding, but with the target audience of paedophiles. I like how she clings to his back in that armour. One wrong slip and she's goo. Kind of weird that my favourite mobile game didn't get a nomination. My favourite mobile game, if you're wondering, is harassing anime authors online. Great news for the Yakuza with an Uma Musume win. I thought it was Baldur's Gate DLC and got momentarily excited. Solastra 2. Oh, okay. We get an adaptation of Girls und Panzer with a game called Tank Rat. I'm not sure why they would choose a rat to be the party's tank. One mousetrap and the party's fucked. Expedition 33 gets its first award of the night. I'm torn over this, as it's a fantastic game and deserves all of the success. Sadly, I just don't like seeing the French happy. We get a game called Bradley the Badger. At first, it looked colossally and monumentally wank until it started showing some interesting mechanics. Should be good, but the furry art is going to be horrendous. What the fuck is this? This is Lollipop Chainsaw mixed with Stubbs the Zombie, but made exclusively for Zoomers and K-pop fans. Get this girl some Sudocrem with all of those cuts, looking like she lost a battle with nettles. Best Adaptation is next, and, excuse me, where is Gay Knights of Wisteria? The Expedition 33 music team is back to bully the other games in the industry. You keep your beeps and boops and your cringe pop-punk. I think letting opera singers perform this kind of show is like giving rappers immunity from drug possession charges. They literally couldn't be happier. A bunch of petals drop, and I hope I'm not about to see the first person in our world get gammaged. Big fan of the Sleep Token for the trailer. Rain is one of my favourite songs. Why? Oh, it's because it's a fucking tune, that's why. We get a new reveal of a new Star Wars Old Republic game. I love the original. Unfortunately, I would have been more excited for a Star Wars game if they didn't fuck up the last one. Oh, someone's got to tell her. Excuse me, miss, but you appear to have a bug on your head. We get a Toxic Commando, and quite tellingly, it says itself, another fucking zombie game. That's all I need to say. Someone lets a bunch of medieval peasants into the auditorium and they stink of piss and shit. A bunch get suspended in the air like the Lord just couldn't commit to the rapture. We get perilously close to Nob as this guy gets burned alive. The Burning Man ritual doesn't quite go to plan, and it's a new divinity. Get in. Forloop, a new co-op based on improv, he says. Interesting. I keep asking my teammates, what's the deal with airline food? And they just keep telling me to shut the fuck up. This looks really, really bad. The evolution of companion characters. I assume he means as a sex bot. Oh god, I hope not. Coven of the Chickenfoot looks quite charming, honestly. We get a look at my fridge in game form. The makers are giving some very much Bioshock vibe. Ontos, as it's called, looks really cool and scary in a sort of unsettling way. We get our annual dose of gen shit imtwat. We get new characters for some game probably, serving the video game dutifully as its primary goon material. It's not for me. We get Game for Impact award, which I assume meant which collector's edition could do the most damage if thrown. My money was on Space Marine 2. We get the footage of Resident Evil Requiem. We get pretty accurate interpretation of me in the wolf cave alone at night. I love the idea of a police detective game mixed with Resident Evil, meaning I'm pretty sold. I was going to say the girl going to the secret bad guy lair alone was top tier stupid, and then I saw it wasn't her, and it was actually Leon. So now, I don't think it's fair on the zombies. Back as a third person game rather than first, I'm not sure I like that, but it keeps the game fresh, so I don't mind. We get a puzzle game from the makers of Witness, which actually looks quite fun as I love Talos Principle. 2 games in a row where I'm not a miserable bastard. I know, it's just as weird for me. It said Exodus and 40,000 years in the future, and I got excited for a Warhammer Eldar game. Instead, we get whatever this is, and I automatically hate it. The character models look straight out of 2009. It looks like Mass Effect, with far less shaggable aliens. Really enjoyed what felt like a 5-hour Game Pass advert, something I cancelled after the price hike. Because this is Microsoft, I imagine they're going to have to lay off most of these janitors soon. We get some crackhead geek out on stage as the makers of Control and Alan Wake place a man in the no-no square. This is Control 2, and it looks really, really cool. We see a cool looking reveal of Gang of the Dragon, which looks like a far more gnarly Yakuza, which I'm up for, as I'm also a criminal reprobate. We get a Street Fighter movie clip, and it looks very silly, which I think is the right direction to go. I also like the large amount of wrestlers present, which is always appreciated. We have Lego Batman, which I should be excited for, but the more I see, the more it annoys me. Basically, just copy and pasted Arkham gameplay loop to see if they could get away with it. Answer, no. No, you can't. No me in Content Creator of the Year. A snub to me and my 2,000 subscribers. Also, the most anticipated award is ridiculous in concept. I anticipate having a big shit in the future, but it doesn't mean it's going to be good. If the game's good, then fine, you win the big marketing award, good for you. If the games are bad, they may as well call it the Big Sticky Liar Award. We get a bunch of terrible mobile game adverts that make me want to fucking die. Next. Tomb Raider has its 3rd reboot, something that if it happened to my computer, I'll send it away for fixing. Explore ancient shit and whatever, with a stronger focus on Lara's fat ass. The Rise of the Tomb Raider series was actually really good, so I don't know why it's being rebooted again. I paid so little attention that I didn't even realise it was 2 separate games. We kind of get an interesting crash-landed survival game with what looks like horror elements, as a sequel to The Forest, which actually surprised me. We get an invincible fighting game that looks okay. What do you want from me? A Switch 2 exclusive called Orbitals has quite cool early Dragon Ball art style, which kind of looks quite fun. Wow, positivity again. Look at me go. Oh, never mind. More Genshit Imtwat games, making me as interested as Wood would be. Metroid is back with another Prime. No, not the drink. I don't want to kill her. What is this shit? I care more about microbes than this. The Demon, I believe of cringe, comes out to show us more Diablo content. It's quite remarkable how a stinky launch killed all the hype for the game. I assume it's Diablo, as I'm not really paying attention. Oh look, the Balrog, hiding all of his time in an elderly Asian man. Who'da thunk it? Marvel Rivals adds a new character, and sadly, it's Deadpool. Most versions of Deadpool that aren't Ryan Reynolds tend to be extremely annoying, and this is no exception, though they do decide to use China's annual GDP for the animation budget. One of the actors for 007 comes out, and she's announced as an activist. I'm not paying attention, so I thought she said Actimel, the yogurt drink. That's not an occupation, I proclaimed, considering whether I could change my employment status to cream egg. Lenny Kravitz comes out dressed as Coleman's mustard to waste more of my time. I'm starting to get pissy and sleepy at this point. They give the nominees for Best Soundtrack, and they might as well have posted this award to Claire Obscure in advance. We get some Warframe propaganda. I played Warframe for a bit, and it was fun. I may do so again. Lords of the Fallen 2 gameplay. I'm actually really excited for this. The weirder, the better. If it's going for a God of War mashup, then I'm completely for it. If Genshin Imtwat wins the Player's Choice Award, I'm simply going to stop the video, and I'm not joking. Luckily for you, the other gacha game won, proving once and for all that God has truly abandoned us. Saros, the follow-up to Returnal, looks like the original, which is good. I'm also intrigued to see whether it can do something different from Returnal, so we'll see. The founder of GTA here is to talk about his new studio. He talks about not just seeing a story, but experiencing it, making the bit where he ran down all those pedestrians in his last game all the more awkward. The winners of Best Narrative, Claire Obscure, come out as mimes and immediately start talking, breaking the mime code, which carries the sentence of death. A Swedish game, which I assume you have to put together yourself with instructions. No Law, which also describes Birmingham, actually looks pretty cool, as I'm always down for a cyberpunk adventure. Phasmophobia is coming to the Switch, which is great news, ideally to traumatise a record number of children. Total War is set to unveil its latest game after announcing Medieval 3, and it's Total War Warhammer. Oh my. Oh, why am I only showing my ears? Well, it's because of my startling, throbbing, massive erection. How the shooties will work with cover, I'm not sure. I did admittedly roll my eyes when we saw more Ultramarines, but hopefully there is more. Is this a new Ace Combat game? Ace Combat The Wings of Thieves appears to be set in Liverpool, and oh no, it's Ace Combat and The Wings of Thieve. Singular, not plural. A new racing experience, eh? Is this Pod Racer? Hell yeah. I had the old one, and I love the awesome arcade version, so I'm all for it. Naturally, I will race more as a murderer finding a loophole than trying to drive the fastest. Miss Piggy comes out for a song, and I'll tell you what, it was a challenging wank. We get, I'm not sure. I'm checking out big time in what looks like another gacha game, so you know that didn't help matters. More gacha shit with a music video. I was so bored that I begged for them to strap explosive to one of these drones at the end and kill me. Phantom Blade Zero. My favourite part of the trailer is where this one guy's wasted. I think this is that not Black Myth game from one of the other trailer shows I did. Oh, you know I can't help myself. Oh, I know. I thought of another Black Myth. Michael Jackson did nothing wrong. They build up the announcement like I'm going to give a shit, and oh, a Mega Man game. Oh, this would be terribly exciting if I were 9 and it were 1988. Neo 3 shows more content, and it's Neo. This saddens me, as I like the Neo games, but this sadly doesn't impress me. Solo leveling game takes what's good about the series, which isn't much. Controversial, perhaps, but I stand by it. The final reveal is High Guard, which is just as well, because that being the finale is a really clear and open kick to the balls, and it's a fucking hero shooter. God damn it, do we ever learn? This is Concord all over again. We might as well call it fucking Boeing. Uninspired character designs and gameplay that looks like the finals but worse. I hate it when they say, oh, we are the minds behind blah blah blah. As today alone they had the minds behind GTA, Left 4 Dead, fucking ET on the Famicom, etc. But that mind behind is an executive producer. No, when I hear the mind behind, I want the sweaty little goblin that coded the gunplay in Left 4 Dead, or the horse bollocks in Red Dead 2. I want the abhuman monster that meticulously crafted Solid Snake's gooch, or the lunatic that made Dwarf Fortress work. I want them to come on stage and, due to their constant work in a dark basement, shirk from the light like vampires. Anyway, there better be a fun little treat at the end, or I'm going to be pretty angry that I stayed up for this. The best part of the show was this lad going fucking mental on the plumbing fitting. Oh, that really was it. Jesus. Bye.